G'day guys, Dom here with a weekly dose of knife porn. So, this week has been a very fun week for me personally because, well actually last week I picked up this big box of knives for my heat treaters. So essentially in the other video I showed you this big box of blades I was going to send out to heat treat that I've been water jet cut and ground and drilled and all that sort of stuff. Well, it's all heat treated and it's back in the shop, which is great news for me because essentially those are the knives where all of the bullshit work I've already done. So now I just get to have fun and put handles and stuff and just mess around and be creative, which is personally my favorite time of knife making. Because grinding and all that, it can be fun, but when you're doing 80 knives at a time, you get pretty fucking sick of it pretty quickly. So yeah, this is the time where I get to have fun and play around. And also, last week, I got these in. So these are the pens I do. Shane, over at Meek, or Matsumoto Gear, has cut all of the bodies for me. And it is way earlier than I thought. I predicted this was going to take him months, but he got this done to me very, very quickly. And when he told me, I didn't really believe it. I just kept on saying, are you sure you got them all done? Because this has only been like a few weeks. But no, he's got them all done, and they all seem to be working perfectly fine. So now it's my time to grind the shit out of all of these and start turning them into pens. What I'm probably going to do is just break them into batches of 5 and just start fulfilling orders that way, one at a time, instead of doing all 50 at once, because that would drive me insane, and I don't want that. So yeah, if you've got pens on order, they're coming. Just don't, if you see someone on Instagram get their pen, don't freak out, yours is coming, they're just getting made in the order I received. Anyway, so those are going to be coming. I've already worked on a few, but we'll probably show you those next week. But I did get some brutes done this week, which was one of my favorite designs from 2017. I'm sure I've been making that mistake for a while. First off, Kydex sheath, nicely rounded and polished edges all around so it doesn't just tear up your pocket or just, you know, braid your hand. And we'll start off with a butt on this one. So first up, we've got a black and purple lanyard. Black cams micarta, always a good choice. Copper pins. And purple liners, which goes into a belt finish satin double ground hollow blade. One of my favorite things I've been doing recently because it just has that really cool sort of, I don't know, gleam to it, or that look to it, kind of like a facet on diamond when you have that really nice polished hollow grind, in contrast with everything else being all raw and smashed up looking. Alright, so we'll start off with a hollow grind. We have a 400 grit equivalent bevel, which is ground very thin, so this thing is just ridiculously sharp. We'll do a cut test real quick as I drop everything on my table. So this week's cut test is sponsored by Aldi. So yeah, you can see just fucking crazy little edges on these things, because when you grind a knife thinner, there's obviously less metal behind the edge, which just makes them slicing machines, and these things are definitely slicing machines. Also, this one here has got some nice little swedges up top, and I kind of did the swedges in angled, so instead of having a straight sort of parallel swedge, I ground the tops of these a little bit deeper. Oh, sorry, just this one in particular. So this one has actually got sort of a diamond look if you look at it down this way. My camera skills are pretty awful, so you probably won't pick it up, but there's a very subtle little diamond up here, which doesn't really do shit for, you know, performance-wise, but it just kind of looks cool. It's another little detail there, and I'm sure my customers appreciate little touches like that. We've also got a little oval up here for the same reason, just for shits and giggles. The spine on this, and this has all been rounded off. And essentially the only sharp part in this whole knife is this part right here. Everything else is nice and round and comfy and just, it feels real nice in the hand. Especially for a smaller knife, because this is only about a 3 1/5 finger grip on me. Keep in mind I have a large hand. And the flats on this, and the spine, and the bloody swedgy part is all acid stonewashed, to give you that really beaten up raw look, which, as you guys know, I really like. Anzo pattern. This is actually a large Anzo pattern, so I do it with a larger wheel. So normally I use, actually let's not show you that because I will never find that wheel in that giant pile of shit over there. So normally I use a 1/2 inch wheel, which is like that, and it gives you a smaller pattern. And in this one I went for a full 1-inch wheel, which gives you more of a sort of a stretched out look to it, I guess. It makes it look more Anzo-y, even though that's not a word. And handles, we just got heavily bead blasted, and purple liners on this, mainly because I had purple and I wanted to use it. So yeah, that's that one. Nice little click on the Kydex. Very nice little compact package for front pocket carry or what have you. You can still put a tech lock on there, but I wouldn't. It's kind of, I don't know, it's not really a great tech locky, put on the belt kind of a shape, in my opinion. But you can. So yeah, that's that one. Next up is kind of like the sister for it. Very similar kind of a deal. Again, Kydex sheath, same kind of a thing. First up, we have same kind of a blade. This time we've actually got a different swedge. This is actually a parallel swedge, so it's a little bit longer, but you don't have that little diamond sort of effect up top. But the same kind of a deal, all nicely rounded off, nice and comfortable. The handles on this are OD green, which is pretty much my favorite color right now. I've been doing it on everything. And when I eventually get shirts done, eventually, they're going to be OD green because I like OD green. And it should work really well with this copper when it starts to patina and look all, you know, messed up. The pins on this are copper. Well, they're not really pins, they're actually koi bolts, which is it's essentially a bolt where you glue it all together and you screw them together and then you grind the heads off. So it looks like a pin, but it is much, much stronger. So those bolts combined with the skeletonization inside the handle and then all the epoxy I pumped into that, it is, I mean, this handle is not going to come off without a pretty serious fight. And again, nicely rounded off and bead blasted, and just a very comfortable little knife. And of course, crazy, crazy sharp. We'll do a bit of a shaving test in this one, and I try not to cut my fucking hand off on camera. You can see the hair is just fucking jumping off. Doesn't even want to touch it. So yeah, very sharp little knife. Dick shaving sharp, as I like to say. Not that I recommend you try that, because that sounds like a very interesting talk to your doctor. Alright, so last up. On this one, you can kind of tell I was sick of doing two-tones because they are frustrating. So we just did a straight stonewash blade, or sort of a bead blast stonewash. It's a little bit more, you know, matte looking and not so shiny. And as a lot of you guys know, I don't really like too much shiny. A little bit of shiny is good, but I don't want too much. Everything on this is also nicely rounded off. And we've actually got some matching T15 bolts, which match the blade, do the same finish on the screws. And we've got the sort of LSD inspired handle. So we've got blue and black G10 with sort of just a bunch of dimples in there. And on this one I tried something out, and we've sort of got a fade effect going on here, which I really like. It makes the knife just look a lot more complete, because before what I do is I sort of do all the rounding and then I do the pattern. And the problem with that is that you don't really get the pattern all the way out into the corners. So I did the pattern first and then I sort of did all the chamfering and stuff, which gives you a much more complete look. And it also gives you this really cool sort of fade effect where it kind of fades into the texturing and, fades into the pattern, which I quite like. And then we've got a red lanyard on there because I reckon red and blue is a great little combo. And then rounded spine again. Again, we've got a parallel swedge. This one's very small. It's a very small, tight little swedge. Nice and neat. And just fucking crazy sharp, of course. So yeah, that's that. Got them all done. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. All three of these knives are actually on the website right now as of whatever the day is, I can't remember. So yeah, if you want one of these, they're on the website. I've got them up for like $3.30-ish, depending which one you want. I think this is the most expensive because it's got liners on there, and this is the cheapest because it's pretty straightforward. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.